Hello, this is JL, the July Lioness, and you are watching Wrennard Castle. And they've arrived! The Wrennards are at the castle. So we have, if I can do this quickly before people start moving around, we have the governess Etta Knowles on the left looking at Peace Wrennard, who is my grandfather. And the lady kissing him is my grandmother, Catherine Wrennard. And we have a young girl with dark hair is my Aunt Adeline. We have my Uncle Bill in the white shirt, and in the black jacket is my father, Jeffrey. And we also have a ghost who is Aunt Maggie, who drowned at the age of 4. And I just thought I thought it fitting to include her in this because, of course, she's a member of the family. So that's quickly the lineup, the cast. All of these people are either fictitious or deceased. They did actually live in this castle. Well, not the real life version from about 1920 to 1949, which was long before I was born. And I always regret that I didn't really get to be at the castle. I just thought it was amazing to have a castle in the family. When I was very little, my mother said to me, "You know, your father grew up in a castle." And I remember thinking, he's a king? Why doesn't he wear a crown? But circumstances just wouldn't allow me to live there. It had long since been sold out of the family, and the new owners were, it became a private institution. And so I went, I think I saw the castle once, inside of the castle, maybe once. So I reconstructed this from photographs. Some very kind people sent me photocopies of old photographs. And so voila! I just thought it'd be a really fun, unique Let's Play series to do. And I know I have other family members who are fans of the castle, which is what we always just called it, the castle. So I'll tell you maybe some stories that I can remember, maybe a little history about the place, and whatever seems to be appropriate at the time, whatever springs to mind. So this pirate ship was not there. I just added that in. I thought it was kind of appropriate because they're by the ocean and the kids needed a place to play. They've also got monkey bars, but I was trying to keep it somewhat close to what I think the 1920s would be like. So they do need some electronic devices, but I try to hide them because we don't want. Let's keep the anachronisms to a minimum. That's what I'm thinking. So we are in the kitchen now with my grandfather and grandmother and Maggie the ghost. And they're getting their bearings. They've just moved in. My grandmother is looking around, exploring. Everybody's just kind of exploring the grounds. And someone smashed the dollhouse, and my Uncle Bill is crying over that, but it's all right. My grandfather's going to come and fix it. And hopefully the mean person who smashed it won't do it again. No idea who smashed it. Why do people do things like that? So grandfather, I never knew him. He died before I was born. He died in 1946. He died long before even my parents even met. Um, but here he is talking to Mr. Lusk. He's thanking him for supervising the construction of the castle. He's going to pay him for his kindness. He's now an employee, so he's going to pay him for a job well done. And Mr. Lusk is going to be coming to the castle to do some maintenance and repairs when necessary. He's the caretaker. As you know, if you've watched previous videos, he just lives down the hill, and he is in the employ of the Wrennard family. So here they're just chatting, and Mr. Lusk says, well, I'm not so sure about the pipes, the plumbing, but we'll play by ear. I can repair them. Now, here's my grandmother. She's encountered this strange lady with eating fruitcake who was part of the welcome wagon that comes over when anybody moves in. But some reason this lady's wandering around in the dark, and my grandmother's upset about something, so she's venting to this lady. Yeah, it's stressful having all those children, and it's a rough day moving to this enormous place. So she just needed to vent, I guess. I don't know, maybe she was asking her for a cigarette. Well, the lady didn't want to have much to do with it, and she walked away. She threw a plate on her ground, that's littering, and walked away. Okay, fine. Later much, says my grandmother. And Dad is enjoying the beautiful dining room. It's got some nice, very cozy environment with the candles, and there's also music playing that you can't hear, but she can hear it. She's having a nice glass of milk, and I guess she's gonna go to bed. And here we are eating with Governess Knowles. That would be my aunt and I think that's my father, but he doesn't have his glasses on. And I see the Aunt Maggie just came in. So they're just getting settled in, early days yet. There is a family member who has not yet been born. We shall meet him in a future episode. A younger sibling. It's morning. They're off to school. So they're off to their lessons. Actually, I think they were tutored at home, so they're probably going upstairs to the schoolroom to have lessons with the governess.
Oh, Bisha, free bono.
Tokiboo.
Oh, Polino.
Gibbs.
And here is my grandfather and Catherine, his wife, having a chat in grandfather's studio/study. He does a bit of photography. That's one of his hobbies. He's actually a scientist, but he's enjoying this clay. Playing with a mound of clay. That's a classic. And we have Governess Etta Knowles, who is fictitious. But I know they did have governesses, and they had also a lot of cooks and maids and things like that about the place. But the governess lived with them. I know they had a nurse. I don't know if she was like a wet nurse. I'm not sure.
Oh,
And so she and my grandmother are chatting in the children's playroom, and I see someone has smashed the dollhouse again. Someone keeps smashing the dollhouse. What terrible person keeps doing that? That's awful. Why would somebody smash a dollhouse? That just is beyond me. Why would someone want to make little children cry? Now here we have on the left my father Jeffrey, and on the right my Uncle Bill. And Uncle Bill is older. They're having some sort of a discussion about something, and I don't think it's going very well. Jeffrey, you're the one that smashed the dollhouse. I did not smash the dollhouse. No, I did not. I was nowhere near it. And that's a mean thing for you to say. Jeffrey doesn't like confrontation very much. That really hurt him to be accused of smashing the dollhouse. He would never do a thing like that. He's a very sweet, creative young man. Bill smashed the dollhouse. Or did he? Well, they're trying to work it out, which is good. Brothers shouldn't fight. I think they'll be okay. Go get some dinner, guys. Yes, and here we have a cook. Someone's preparing a meal for them, and Governess Etta looks very content. And that's the end of this episode. Thank you so much for joining me, and hope to see you again soon. This has been JL, the July Lioness.